Hello guys, Woolly Cooper here, and today we're going to have a look at the chicken farm I've just installed and oven, and then we're going to get on building a hostile mob farm. Now I went ahead and just built this really because there is already a tutorial, and when I tried to record any of this, it basically ended up taking an entire episode of footage, and it was very difficult to edit down. And so what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to show you what we've got going on here. So there's the chicken farm up there, which is basically a 5 long, 2 high gap with water from each end. Got about 30 chickens up there, getting plenty of egg drops at the moment. As you can see, this chest has been, in the course of testing, this chest has been filled and emptied. In fact, we'll grab some of those back because I'm going to want to restock. And yep, here's our oven. I've gone for a single button design on this one, and I'll show you the wiring with the handy dandy secret door. Okay, all that is that torch powers that block, unpowers that, signal gets inverted, pistons, blah blah blah. Okay, that button's just a test button. So what I've done this time is, yep, button on there, powers goes, firstly goes down to the piston that pushes up to stop the chickens escaping when they're on fire. And then into the trapdoor, and then into the piston that covers the lava. So those three elements activate at the same time. It then goes into a pulse sustainer, pulse lengthener thing. So basically, got a string of repeaters, like so, joined by and they're on blocks. We take a feed off each block and feed it into both the piston that pushes them off the flaming netherrack, and also down to the block piston to keep that block piston up until the end of the cycle. It's just about long enough now, this pulse, to keep them all in the forward collection space until they die, just about. So that's what I decided to go for instead of the RS NOR latch from the tutorial. But apart from that, the concept's pretty much the same. It's just that it self-resets after a set period of time rather than you hitting a button. It's a bit more expensive in repeaters, but yeah. You notice I said flaming netherrack, and yeah, I went to the I popped into the Nether. My portal is a temporary portal, and it is, can you see it? Yeah, put it on that hill, because that, I think, is probably where we're going to put the tower that will eventually hold the portal, and I'll speak more about that maybe as we get on with the mob farm. Coming back to this, yeah, so that's the wiring. Got a little secret door. There's even a little safety if we accidentally knock this torch off. And I know we're trapped, especially if we've not got a pick or anything on us. There's a little lever. You can probably just see the hitbox highlight there. There we go. You can get out, slap a torch there, and turn that back off. Oh, there we go. And then there we go. Right, so I'm going to try and make sure I always leave a torch in here. So I've got some storage for various stuff to do with this area. These two pens are pretty temporary, but yeah, that's a bit dark in there. Are pretty temporary, but somewhere around here will probably be where the permanent pens end up. So But this can all be ripped out and moved if I need more eggs. Right, so let's see the thing work. Okay. Lots of lovely cooked chicken. I think I already had 19 on me there, so that was another 14 cooked chicken and a load of feathers. Oh no, I wanted those eggs into. So we'll drop the feathers off. We'll keep the chicken, and yeah. So just like the one in the tutorial, the loading hopper is the same. Actually, you can just about stand here. Oh, and get them in there, and that way you're collecting eggs falling out of the farm at the same time. So yeah, while I'm doing this, we went to the Nether to basically the mission was to get a single block of netherrack, and that was good. Did that, no problem. Are you really not getting anything out of these eggs? Come on. Oh, there we go. And then realised I still needed some lava. I got greedy, went back and was concentrating on a ghast in the area as I made my way to the lava lake. And as a consequence fell in a very small hole of lava and died and lost a diamond pick and a ton of redstone and all sorts of stupid stuff I was carrying in my inventory at the time. If my ego's up to it, I may well put a little clip of that in maybe now, and if not, that'll be a very awkward silence for you. Okay, right. Okay, so a portal's come out next to a massive lava lake, which is, well, not great in one way. In another way, not too bad, because one thing I do want to build eventually is a gold farm. For killing zombie pigmen. Izuma does a very good video with demonstrating different types of gold farms. So something like that, or maybe something of my own design. And the middle of a lava lake is quite a good place to build a gold farm, because it really cuts down the space pigmen have to spawn other than in the gold farm. So unfortunately, no sign of a Nether fortress, which is a shame. It would be nice to have one handy, but we have travelled quite a long way. I know they appear with reasonable regularity in the Nether, but in my experience, if you're a long way from spawn, there's every possibility you're a long way from a Nether fortress. So, ho-hum. Let's do what we came here for. One block of netherrack. And let's get back home. Okay. You know what I should have done while I was there was get some lava. It was probably easier than going down to the bottom of the caves, so let's quickly do that, and unless something interesting happens, I will be back with you after I've done that. Okay, I said I'd start recording if anything interesting happens, and it might just start soon. Ghast has turned up, but there's the lava. I'm going to try and get down there and back without getting into an extended fight. Let's go. Whoa! That was stupid. So, hostile mob farm is going to sit on this hill here. Yep. So I'll have to get rid of this tree farm and this little sandstone pagoda gazebo thing will need to go. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that because the mobs will be dropping down the center of the mob tower and it's becoming night. Will drop down the center of the mob tower, so I need to know what I'm going to do with the water elevator, whether that will be offset from the center or whether our mob collection area will actually be at the level above, or whether I move the top of the water elevator down. However, first things first is we're going to grab a load of dirt and tower up and measure out how much space we're dealing with. I guess I'm going to do that with the coordinates mathematically. We need the appropriate resources, which are sandstone for the edges and trim, and load of cobble for the bits you can't see, because quarrying sand is very, very boring. I think I've got a pretty good design for this. Working on the brief that I want something slender, yet still reasonably efficient. I think I've come up with a design that's both slender and also stacks very tightly. The layers, you can get a new layer in every 3 blocks, which takes a bit of jiggery pokery to get the water to behave properly, but I'll demonstrate that with the first level, and so that you can see what it is exactly that I'm doing with that. So what we'll do is I'll get some sleep and we'll resume the recording over there. So what I've done there is I've sketched out the mob tower in dirt. Sorry, let's turn mouse sensitivity down a bit. There we go. Right, I've sketched out the mob tower in dirt and wood because I ran out of dirt, and basically, so that's the footprint of it, minus the walls. But the walls are going to be constructed in half slabs, so they'll be kind of see-through, so it won't look quite as wide as it would if I sketched the walls footprint out as well. This bit here was originally, my thinking was going to be, that would be the level of the first floor of the spawning pad. However, we're up at somewhere in the 90s, 94 I think at this level, and basically that puts that level around 119, 118, 119, and I'd like to keep the spawning pads below the old build limit of 128 because of the way the spawning algorithm works. You can get mobs to spawn above that level, but you have to build antennas on the top, and also the way the game searches through the chunks, from what I've heard, means you can actually lower the efficiency of your farm a little bit, unless that's the only place you're letting them spawn. Yeah, basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the spawning pads at this level instead, and then if at some point I build another tower that goes high enough and I start noticing, I'm going to leave the roof of it unlit. If I start noticing mobs are just naturally starting to spawn at that height because of the buildings around them or what have you. I will then add further pads on top. It does mean, because I'm going to be using fall damage, and the fall damage will be reset at this ground level, it means it's going to go down into the hill, and it's going to go down nearly to sea level, really, for that drop. Now, my thinking here is for it's going to be multi-mode, so it's going to be it's going to have XP slash record maker mode, and it's going to have an item collection mode. Now, in item collection mode, I really want the items to be delivered to me up here, simply because I don't want to have to go all the way down into the hillside in order to pick up items. I'd rather just be collecting them as I go past. And for that reason, what I'm probably going to do is I'm actually going to make this the first level here, so that I can walk under that first level, and I will probably have the mobs redirected into a drowning chamber when it's in item collection mode. And then if I want to go into XP slash record making mode, I'll be quite happy to go down into the hill, just like I'd have to for the spider spawner. So yes, so with that in mind, let's have a look at the. With that in mind, let's go have a look at the footprint and the design of the thing, and then what I'll do is I will replace. I'll build the first layer of the first pad, to give you an idea. Where's that skeleton? Somewhere down there? Maybe he's hiding in that cave. So, hey, there we are. Hello. Okay. So, yes, where was I? Completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, okay. I think the best thing to do here is actually to build the first pad, and that will demonstrate what we're dealing with here in terms of design. So I've got myself some materials. Like that, want that, want that. Okay, some more of that. I'll grab some more of that as well. And yes, I want fence gates. I can make one to start with. Okay. So we'll have the first pad level here. What we're going to have to do actually is take down our water elevator for the moment, and clear out this. Yeah, that can be part of the thing. So okay, so get some of that on there, and what we're doing is we are creating a square, and I'm going to build this. Well, the bottom layer is going to be completely sandstone, these lovely sandstone bricks, like so, and I'll fill that in completely with sandstone. Subsequent levels are actually, I'm going to save on resources a little bit, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to build the outer, this bit that I'm building now will be still in sandstone, but then I'll fill the insides with cobble, because I really don't want to be mining that much sand. Slap those down. Oh, it's okay. We can do it from down here. There we go. And then what we are going to do is I need some. Oh, grab me some of those. I need. That'll be enough for the moment. And we'll be building it like this. Like that. Like that. And then there. Here. And like that. And then what we're going to do, so this, the next floor will actually start. So these sandstone blocks are actually the next pad's floor. Making a mess of things. Like so. And like so. Damn it. Ah, I got a stone pickaxe. Cool. Right. So all of this will be filled in with cobble. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trick the water into flowing where we want. Okay? and I'm now going to have to break this. Now I've demonstrated it, I'm going to break this open again so I can get in and out. Oh, oh. We'll put some... Yep, there we go. Right. Now, I'm going to show you this, but I'm actually going to clear it afterwards, because when we do this, we're going to have to start at the top and do it down. Otherwise, it'll be a pain in the bum. So, we're going to put water there. Water onto there. Water there. And water... Oh, you know what that was? Just need to... There. And water there. Okay, so now what we've got is the mobs will spawn in these bits here, and they won't need to be tricked to walk. They won't need to think, oh, I'll walk off this gap. If they just, anytime they walk towards the center, they're then trapped. And also, they'll be in a too high gap, so it'll be very, very difficult for them to extricate themselves from that. Now, at the moment, all that will happen is they'll do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use dirt so I don't lose this. Lose the sandstone. After you've put that down, you can then put that there, put a fence gate there, and then open the hole back up, open that up, and that means mobs will spawn here, but they will then simply fall down the center. And we'll use some vines at this level to reset their fall damage, their fall velocity, so that no matter what floor they fall from, their fall damage will be reset at this point, and they'll all be falling the same distance, which is important for the XP part of the farm, so that we can get them all down to as accurately as possible and as close as possible to half a heart each. Okay, and that's how we're going to do each level. At the moment, due to lack of resources, there's not really going to be any shut-off for this, so we've got a choice between item or XP, and that's it. At some point in the near future, what I shall do is I will insert some form of lighting system that can be some sort of switchable lighting system, so that so we can shut this thing down when necessary. I need to investigate whether glowstone lamps are transparent blocks or not, in that will they let light in when they're unpowered, because my thinking is to simply put a glowstone lamp, redstone lamp, in here, 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 and then they can be powered directly from the outside. However, that's the basic design, and now what I'm going to do is, off camera, I'm going to replicate this all the way up to the top. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Didn't put any torches up there. Go on, jump. I'm going to replicate this all the way up to the top, and then start the thing. Now, oh, there's one thing there. That's the tricky thing about this, using water in this way. It relies on there not being any block updates near it, because it will do what you just saw there. It will realise that there's no longer a path down to this hole. There's no, effectively, as far as the water's concerned, there's no hole in the middle anymore. And if there are any updates to these blocks, which I'm going to have to be careful about this redstone, but there will be a 1 block gap, so it should be okay when we put these torches in. And maybe have a piston to remove one of these half slabs and insert. Yeah, if we've got glowstone on the outside, and we have a piston to remove, to pull one of the half slabs away, that should let light in. That's probably a good way of doing it. But anyway, yeah, you've got to make sure that there are no block updates next to the water streams, otherwise what you just saw happens and the water just goes everywhere. And yeah, you could hold it back in place with pressure pads, and then you're not going to have that issue, and that's certainly an option. But to be honest, I quite like tricking the game in this way, and so we're going to do it this way. So unless it causes us too many problems. So yes, I'll get on with that, and when we've got this built up, the next so we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 layers. Is that a ceiling? That's a ceiling. So 10 layers. And when we've got that, but that zombie spawned up there easily enough. So we'll make it 11 layers and put the roof over that. So yeah, we'll be back when I've done that. Right. So I'm partway through building this, and I realised something, and that's that it doesn't look right with using the sandstone slabs and the sandstone blocks on the outside. We need some contrast in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets with. I don't want to use stone brick really. I don't want this place just to be awash with it, so I'm going to finish it off with smooth stone slabs, I think. And we'll see how that comes out. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's promising. Yep, I'll carry on with that and see how it turns out. Yeah, so I really like that in comparison. I think that's probably what I'll go with. The contrast is much nicer at the top there and there. It looks kind of bland at the bottom. So I'll finish that, and I'll be back with you. I think that's better. We're going to stick with these stone slabs with the sandstone for the moment. However, this episode's getting on. It's getting very long, so we're going to cut it here, and in the next episode we shall get this thing working and see how well it performs. Yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.